All right, everybody, welcome to the JK Theory. Here we give it to you raw and uncut. No topic is left untouched, especially tonight's topic, okay? We got a live one here. So before we get into that, I'm Jay,
Okay.
and this is the JK Theory. So even the serious topics get a little comedic twist to it, 'cause at the end of the day, you just gotta laugh about life. Am I right, Kay?
Facts.
Now, this is a serious topic. However, I'm very immature. So I'm going to laugh. I'm going to make some jokes. Just play along with me. But I do want to hear what you guys think out there. So let us know. Should we take this super seriously? Should we not? What's going on? What would your next move be if this happened to your kid or in your community? We want to know. So I'm going to play this video now. And again, I apologize in advance for the laughter because it's going to happen. Here we go.
Parents, this video is for you. It is imperative that we pay attention to what is going on in our schools. I got a permission slip recently from my daughter's school, and we live in a fairly conservative area next to Akron, Ohio. The permission slip was for her to attend health class. Mind you, she is in 5th grade. It had the syllabus on there and a link to show you what material she will be learning. I did some research, and you will be astounded, oh my gosh, blown away by what they are trying to teach my 5th grader. Watch this video. It is absolutely disgusting.
Yes, come on, yes, oh yes. Aha! What are you doing there? You've had an apple one day. You'll go blind. I'm coming! How many times is too many to masturbate in one day? Hashtag Ask Amaze! There's no limit on the number of times a person can masturbate each day.
I have another question. Sometimes my penis stands up in the air, and it feels good when I touch it.
When your penis stands up, it's called an erection. Girls also have a private part that they may want to touch because it feels nice. The clitoris. It's okay.
Mind you, I'm reminding you, the video is for 5th graders. And we, on the right, are saying that the left is trying to over-sexualize our children. This is exactly what we're talking about. And they want to gaslight us and pretend that it's not happening. In what world does a 5th grader need to learn how to masturbate? Now, this is just the beginning. They start in 5th grade and they work their way up. Here are just some of the videos that are on this Amaze website. I encourage you to go check them out yourself. This is not the only website that they will use to teach our children as well. The sad part is, in order to get federal funding, they have to do these programs.
When you're born, your sex is assigned in a medical way, but the sex listed on your birth certificate may not necessarily match your gender identity.
Gender identity is a person's inner experience of who they are in terms of gender, their deep personal sense of being male, female, a blend of both, or neither.
And while many people have a gender identity that's the same as their assigned birth sex of female or male, that's not always the case, because gender exists on a spectrum. Like transgender, which means a person whose gender identity is not consistent with their assigned birth sex. Non-binary, which means a person whose identity doesn't fall in the category of either male or female. And genderqueer or gender fluid, which means a person who does not identify themselves as having a specific gender at all.
Does gender identity have to do with being straight or gay?
Actually, no. Gender identity has to do with the way you feel about yourself, while sexual orientation is based on the way you feel toward others, the people.
Luckily, in Ohio, you can opt out. I don't know about other states. You'll have to dig into that further. I found on Ohio Protects Children a opt-out form. I'm going to show it right here for you. So this form I sent to my principal and assistant principal. They got back to me and said that my daughter will not be attending any health classes whatsoever. Now, mind you, I'll have to do this every single year, every single grade, but I don't mind. The only thing that sucks is I know that other students are going to attend this class, and maybe my daughter will ask them, well, what was the class about? So inevitably, I can't keep her from this because of the public school system. And this reason alone is why I am running for school board in Ohio this upcoming election. Parents, please, please pay attention to what is going on in our schools. If we are not aware, this will continue. Also, don't forget to share this with a friend. A lot of parents really don't know what's going on, and I don't blame you for that whatsoever, but after watching this video, you have to get informed. Thank you so much for watching. Stay informed.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the first part of the video. I don't even know if we can say this, but the touching yourself. Yeah, there you go. That was hilarious. That could not. I'm sorry. I'm acting like a fifth grader. That was funny. That was funny. Should that video be shown to fifth graders? I'm gonna say yeah, because I remember in the fifth grade and the sixth grade, they had these boring videos that honestly they didn't really teach anything. It was time for us to take a nap or goof off and throw spitballs at each other or pass notes or what. Nobody paid attention to that. Not even the teacher, man. Teacher just cut the lights off, had the fan hit them because they're the only ones that could have the fan in the classroom. And we just, did whatever for, 30, 40 minutes, however long the video was. Nobody learned a thing. Nobody really paid attention. I mean, at least with this, they're trying to make it more reachable to kids, make it in a cartoon way, making it kind of funny. However, moving on to the next video about, transgender and if you can pick male, female, pick your gender, it's on a spectrum. No, I think that's completely, absolutely wrong. I don't think that should be in the schools whatsoever. You're explaining to a child that, it doesn't say if you're gay or not. It just makes your choice seem whether you want male, female, or you're undecided. They're kids. They're going to be undecided anyway. We all know that one kid that if everybody says, I want the red popsicle, you're going to have that one kid in the corner, nah, I'll take the blue one, give me the blue one. Like, they don't know what they want. They're kids. My theory is leave the kids alone. They got enough crap going on. They have enough trying to, be friends or trying to, deal with the bully in school or trying to deal with their anxiety of, passing a note to that girl that they think is cute or trying to get to know themselves, like don't confuse them and throw this crap in the mix too. People adapt, kids adapt. We're human, we adapt. Whatever situation you put us in, we're going to adapt to it. So, especially when you're a child, I don't think this is something that should be mentioned in school. If there's a course for it, fine. I would be one of those parents that will sign it that no, I don't want my kid taking that course. However, the touch myself video, I'm cool with that. They're gonna do it. I'd rather talk to my own kids and explain to them, which I have talked to my kids and explained to them. So I've got 3 girls and a boy. I haven't talked to my boy yet. He's only 8, but I will end up eventually talking to him about it. So I understand some people are uncomfortable with those conversations. I'm sorry, man up. That's your kid. If you don't tell them, somebody else will, and you have no idea what kind of influence that other person's going to have on your child. So I've talked a lot in this video. Kate, what you think? Let's start with the first video. Appropriate or inappropriate?
I don't shy away from nothing, so I think it's appropriate. I think that is the best way to get a kid to pay attention. First of all, because like you said, I remember fifth grade. That shit was boring. Like nobody watched that. Nobody paid attention. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Like it was stupid.
And
So
we both went to schools in the hood, but in 2 different hoods, right? When we were kids.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So correct me if I'm wrong. The videos that they showed us, they weren't relatable. Not for nothing, not to throw the race card out there, but it was always these skinny little white kids in high shorts light tank tops, doing these little weird reenactments, and it was just boring. It's like you're watching a like watered down Saved by the Bell episode. It was just like, just do it. Was your video the same way?
It was exactly what you said. That's exactly how it was. And so, like, we didn't care, not at all. If they would have showed this type of video, I think we all would have paid attention just for the laughs and the giggles. But as you laughing and the giggling, the stuff is in your head. You will remember it.
Exactly. You're learning. You're gonna pick out that one cartoon. Oh, that dude looks like Carlos.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're gonna laugh about it. But that's gonna build conversation.
hmm
Yeah.
And the other video, I don't mind that because that's the world we live in now. Like, if it was back in our time when we were, not to say we old and anything like that, I'm not putting that out there. But I'm just saying times have changed and people have to learn how to deal with changes in this world now. So, for you said people have to adapt. Well, we do too. We have to adapt to this new world. We have to adapt to these gender identifications and Furbies and everything else that's going on in the world right now that we really don't know much about because back then you were either male, female, you were gay or straight. Like it was it, but now you got all type of things, and so I think it's good for your kids to learn that type of stuff because sometimes if your kid feel like you can't talk to the parent because they feel like the parent is so against certain things and they feel a certain way, that's just going to hinder the kid. So I do feel like videos like that are okay for them to learn. I'm not saying that they should be pushing it, but I think it's good for them to learn about stuff like that now.
Yeah, I wish the lady in the video, which I give her mad props because she's
Mhm.
upset, but she's actually doing something about it. She's gonna run for, I think, school council, she said, or something like that. So
Yeah.
what I wish you would have mentioned is this video about transgender. If
hmm
she said this is what they're also showing my fifth grader, she didn't word it that way. I
No.
think fifth grade might be a little bit too young for that kind of conversation. Uh, if you're gonna have that conversation, that should be more like maybe seventh and eighth grader, like just before you go into high school.
Mhm.
But I think fifth grade, that's really pushing it. That's just way too early for that kind of combo.
I don't know, bro, because you gotta think about it. You look on TV, they got all type of things for kids and they got all type of different genders and like the drag queens and all that type of stuff on TV. They got whole shows and everything now. So it's like, and they're going to run into those type of people, whether they in fifth grade or in 12th grade. They're going to run into these type of people. So it's good to learn what these people get an idea at least of these type of people and what's going to happen and just put it out there. I don't think it's a bad thing. I personally don't. I don't have kids, but if I did, I'd be like, okay, fine. Like I'm gonna teach my kids about it regardless. But at the same time, if y'all want to get the jump on that, where they can just come to me and start asking me questions, it might be a little easier for me than just putting it out there. Like, hey, you know, this is you can either be male, female, cat, whatever else that's out there now.
You know what? You made a great point though. You said that you're gonna get the jump on it. I think parents need to focus on that. That learning starts at home first.
Exactly.
Like, don't let the word transgender be something they learned at school. They
hmm
made aware of it first. The introduction has to be home, and then you can give them one or two lines. Okay, look, this person there might look like this way, but they're really that because that's what their beliefs are, and that's how they feel.
hmm
It's not right or wrong, but this is what that person goes by or represents. Like, I have nothing against the gay people. We want to be gay, whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever alphabet you want to pick, I don't care. But it just has to be presented properly to the kids because their minds, I mean, they're influenced by so much so fast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Even when, you know, when I was a child, I can at least speak for myself. You know, I didn't have a father figure. So my father figure were the drug dealers across the street at the park selling drugs. You
Yep.
know, was the guy that was, you know, stealing hubcaps, and even kids, older kids than me, stealing bikes, taking them to the chop shop to get money. Like, it was, that was my influence. So it took, thankfully, one of my next door neighbors who was much older than me, but still a kid himself, and saw that I was being influenced and kind of taught me the ropes. Like, don't go down this path because this is what it'll lead to.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to do this because this is what it'll lead to. Instead of saying no, instead of saying don't, instead of saying stop or shut up or be quiet, you know, it was, this is what it is, and here are the options. So I don't know. Again, the masturbate one, I'm cool with that. Deciding whether you like guys or girls, that's fine. But I think when it gets into the transgender thing and choosing all these different kinds of genders you can decide from or not decide from, I think that's just too much for their minds to just like soak in. I think it's just gonna, I don't know. Every kid's different, I guess. I can only speak for my kids, right? So
I,
it
I,
isn't. I think it's just too early as a fifth grader to learn about that stuff.
but I think that's the perfect time because I think that's when you coming into yourself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You're getting to know yourself a little bit more. That's when you start to like girls or boys or both, depending on the child. Like it, and I don't think it's too early. I think America tries to kind of stop things from happening that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like a lot of places are already teaching their kids at younger ages than we are. We talking about fifth grade, they teaching their kids this at third grade in other countries because it's not so tabooish. You know what I mean? Like they have in certain places in the world, you know, the books that we have, like the where we used to have Playboy and stuff like that. They used to be covered up and all this other stuff. Like in other countries, that's just free. That's just out there because they don't publicize sex like we do in America. So it's not like a big deal for them. And
Right. I think there's some countries the weather ladies like butt naked. Just
yeah, right?
like, okay, what's the weather like tomorrow? No, I feel you, but I mean, I don't know. Speaking as like a parent, and I'm glad that the video, she said, you know, look at these links, look at the videos. I'm glad at least that's accessible
Right, yeah,
because as a parent, we can view the link and be like, is this going to be appropriate? You
right.
know, is this going to be worth something? Could my kid interpret this a different way? So
Hmm.
that, like you mentioned, you can get a jump on it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I think in these health classes, they should, if they don't already, I'm just assuming,
Hmm.
they should invite the parents to sit in with the kids and just see how they react, what they laugh about, what they don't, you know, just how they interpret things, or have, you know, a paper sent home. Okay, parents, we learned about this, we watched this video. Please take 5 minutes out of your day to, you know, talk to your kid about it and see
Right.
how they, you know. But man, it's just that kids are so influential. They're so their mind's just a sponge, man. They're just gonna absorb everything, and I just want them to absorb the right stuff. I don't want them to pick and choose what to absorb or misinterpret, and then they have their own mindset to it.
Well, I mean, but you know, just like I do, parents are the start of it all. And the more comfortable a kid is with their parent, the more or the easier it is for a parent to talk about this stuff with their kid. A lot of parents, I won't say a lot, I will say some parents don't feel comfortable having these conversations. even with the masturbation one or the transgender one, like they just not comfortable having these conversations. So the kid is always on like defensive mode if they felt a certain way, you know what I mean? And then when the kid come out later on down the line, the parents like, well, why didn't you talk to me about this? And the kid is probably like, I can't talk to you about this, and I still can't talk to you about this because you're not trying to understand any of it because you probably don't know about it.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts at home. As far as those parents that are uncomfortable talking to their kids, like I said earlier, you guys got to man up, man. You just got to
Yep.
do it.
Hmm.
Just being uncomfortable and not wanting to is two different things.
Yep.
You're a parent, you're in this position, you need to own it and go forth. Also, because I know parents that are totally against, transgender, totally against gay, totally against bi, that when the
Right.
conversation comes up, it's just nope, that's wrong. Boom, boom, it's my way, this way, da da da. You can't do that. The more defiant you are with the kids, the more they're gonna be like, oh well, why is it like this? Let me figure this out some more. And newsflash, people, I'm sure you've given your kids a phone. I've given the kids my phone. Pretty sure they know about the websites and the searches, and there's a thing called incognito mode where you can't track what they've been going under, and they know all this crap already. So it's better that they hear it from your mouth first. It's better that they understand, okay, this may not be the right way, this may not be the wrong way, but here are the options.
Right. Yep.
So you have to put your own personal feelings aside because this is your kid, right? So talk to your kid like you wish somebody would have talked to you.
Yes.
You know,
Exactly.
I learned completely different. I learned hands-on on the street, and that is not how I want my kids to learn. So we have those kind of conversations. So anyway, we'd like to hear your thoughts on this, guys. Let us know. Leave a comment. You can hit us up on our email as well, thejktheory@gmail.com. Is the lady right? Does she have a point? Should we just not be teaching this at all? Do I have a point? Is fifth grade just too early? Does Kay have a point? Hey, the earlier the better. Just get the information out there so the kids are aware of it. We'd like to hear from you guys. So, Kay, any last words?
Uh, no, just teach your kids. Learn. Like, if you don't know about the stuff, make sure you learn. So when they come to you and talk to you about it, you are on your P's and Q's because the last thing you need is somebody with a mindset that's way out there talking to your kids about something. So just learn, research, be ready, be prepared, and just man up, like Jay said.
Absolutely. Be prepared. Definitely. That question is going to come up at the most uncomfortable time, and you just got to be ready for it. I'm
That
telling
dinner table gonna be a bitch talking about it.
you. Yep. So let us know. And if you guys have talked to your kids about it, drop a comment. Let us know how it went. Was it good? Was it bad? Is it a process? Do you mention one or two things and then later on keep at it? I mean, we'd like to know. Nobody has the solution that's 100%, right? But everybody has different attempts. So we'd like to hear about that too. So until next time, I'm Jay,
Okay.
and this is the JK Theory. Peace.
Peace.